Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of That's So Funny, episode 462. Yeah, I really don't have anything like newsworthy to talk about. I've just been here chilling. I was looking at the news and there's really like nothing interesting, uh today, yeah, I guess it's the holidays, everything's slowing down, but I know there's like a Twitch meta going on if y'all hadn't heard about that where some Twitch, and I'm not gonna show it because it's goofy, but this Twitcher by the name of Morg Pie, which is like a chick with big old titties, is like doing it to where the screen is like cut off right where her titties are at, and they're just like, so you don't see nipple, you just see like top boob, and she's bouncing up and down, and her body's all greased up like a fucking, like a greasy piece of meat or whatever. And then all this lighting, so she's shiny and she's just bouncing up and down. And so she was pushing a limit there. And then I guess she got banned, but then Twitch started like changing their terms of service because they do that like seems like every other day now. They change their terms of service. So they changed it to where that was okay as long as there's no nipple showing, of course, and there's no nudity, and they call it like artistic nudity. That was the thing. So a lot of people were like, okay, well, can we, they're really pushing this shit to the limit. They really are, where women are literally on camera naked but with black bars covering their private parts, like a like a Austin Powers skit or an old censored movie, where they censor with black bars. And yeah, everyone's like, what is Twitch becoming, like a porn site, and I was joking, like it's just becoming a porn site with more ads than a porn site, because like I don't get how everyone's arguing, oh, mostly teenagers and kids are on Twitch, so you're giving them access to porn. And it's like, dude, all these kids and teenagers have phones and the internet access. They can get around shit. They can get porn if they want to, like porn is so easy. Like you go into a porn site and it's like, you promise you're 18? Check mark. Are you sure? Check mark. Okay, we'll let you in. And I don't know. I just don't see the big deal with. I mean, I see the big deal with this because Twitch has communities of people who are kind of actually doing things like, they're creating creative content. They're like Sunfire. I know she's drumming. She does great production. She's comedic. You have people on there who are actually playing games, being entertaining, having great commentary, traveling, whatever have you, right? Whereas these these people, or at least at the beginning, it was females that were doing this, and getting a lot of traction for it and getting like front page news, like, oh shit, like there's kind of nudity on there, but it's not, and very gray area. And then so now guys are trying to do this. I saw a couple of guys. I know this guy I follow, Salvo Pancakes. He was like trying to do the Twitch meta or the Twitch fab, whatever you want to call it, the fad with the black bar over his dick, and he got banned. And then this boogie guy who heard of him, I just heard of him, and he was just a really controversial figure in YouTube, real fat dude. He's kind of like King Hippo when he was boxing. His boxing boxers wouldn't stay up, so they had to literally tape them. So they should just aim for the belly button or whatever with the X mandates. But yeah, he was of course jumping on the bandwagon of the Twitch meta, and he like legit just took the black bar off, and he was just naked on screen. Like I don't think you could see his dick because he's so overweight. It was like covering his dick, like on in Family Guy when Peter like has his dick covered or whatever by his fat. But I guess you could see balls. I don't know. I wasn't gonna analyze the tape like, oh look here, let me circle it like they do in the fucking football games and shit. But yeah, this is like, I don't know. This is getting ridiculous with this whole Twitch shit. Like That's why you have, your porn sites, you have your OnlyFans sites, you have, your Twitters, you have Twitch, which I don't know if it's a site that's mainly for kids. You could argue that it's for anyone. I feel like who just has money to blow because I don't. All I have is my free Prime subscription that I get once a fucking month, and I give it to whoever deserves it, whatever. But I don't know. I can see myself like watching streams every now and then, but Twitch, like, God, dude, to be on there, like, just watching a creator all the time, streaming, and then, uh, I don't want to watch, like, I don't know, I don't want to chat with other people while I'm watching a chick that's naked. You know what I mean? Like I want to do that privately in my own on my own time. Not I don't know. You feel like you need a whole separate device where you watch your porn compared to your regular device. You don't eat where you shit, and vice versa. But yeah, Twitch is becoming that. They keep changing their rules. People are getting banned, and it's like I don't know. That's the name of the game, I guess. The same with like YouTube and their terms of service when it comes to like free speech, quote end quote, and what they think is tolerable on there, or what they think is just hate speech instead of free speech or whatever. I don't know. It's a weird thing, and I don't know why I wanted to tell this story because my buddy had me thinking of it. I remember one time, my brother, who I rarely talk about because I don't know now. We've all got issues. Me and my siblings. I feel like my sister uh has issues with what? What does she have issues with? Like guilt, and then I have issues with anxiety, and then my brother has issues with anger. Like we all have issues that stem from our parents, right? What would you call it? Just the raising of us, the emotional damage, and then shit that just gets passed on, generational trauma, right? So anyway, I have anxiety. My brother has the anger, and he's very chaotic, very unnecessarily chaotic, especially lately. I haven't talked to him though, but I remember when he was here a while back, not the other day, a while back. He had I don't know, he was like mad at me about something, and then he goes, one of your friends molested me when I was a kid, and like it's it's a weird thing to just drop on someone. So I was like, well, who was it? Yeah, I mean, that probably shouldn't have been the best question to ask first, but I was like, well, who did it? Who was my friend that molested you? And he was like, well, I'm not gonna say. And I'm like, well, what? Like what? Like it's been years, like, and I don't even like talk to any of my friends from high school at all. Like really, I can barely think of like maybe one or two, but not even high school, just like work from back then. And I don't know, but he was like, yeah, and I was thinking like, who could it be? Like, and I was thinking of my friends that I had back then, and I would think more if it were true, it would be like a friend of a friend that just happened to pass by when my brother was young. But I can't think of anyone. I wish my brother would tell me if this were true. I don't know. Like I said, it's a real issue if it is true. But I'm like, who did this? So I was like thinking about it today of like the friends that could have done it, and I remember having this one friend who I would always go to his house to play Sega and shit, and he would always turn off the game when I'd like beat him. But he was like an only child. He had like really rich, not rich, like a pretty well off family. And I remember like I was giving him a ride on my bicycle one day because I had one of those Pee Wee Herman bikes, and I don't know if we hit a rock or something, but we fell. He broke his arm, and his dad was like real mad at me because his dad was all about sports, and he was like, "Man, my son's missing out on sports." Like you could tell he's like mad at me, but he didn't say anything. And my brother had come over with us to say hi to him, and I remember that guy was like, "Oh, to my brother, you could have any toy you want that's in mine." Like, and he really liked my brother. I don't know if it was because he was an only child and he wanted like a little brother, or if he was like sexually into my brother. But that's the only thing I could think of, like of who could have like I don't know, like with my brother saying those accusations. I'm like, well, maybe it was him. And then I remember that dude was like, "Oh, hey, to my brother, you could have any toy you want." And that dude had like a lot of fucking Power Ranger toys, and I was like, "Hey," to my brother, "Hey, get the White Ranger Tiger Sword. You know the dagger, the Tiger dagger that talks and it shoots lasers out of its eyes like it glows red." I was like, "Hey, get the White Tiger Sword." But instead, my brother had gotten the fucking Red Ranger Ninja Zord that was like by itself, and it turned into a dragon and kind of like like it was still cool. It was a cool thing to get like for free, But I was like, God, why don't you get the Tiger Sword? Get the Tiger Dagger that talks. It talks. And I was like, man, that would have been cool to have. But he took the Red Ranger toy instead. That's still cool, but whatever. But yeah, like I don't know, that guy was like, I think it was just because he wanted like a little brother because he was the only child, because he would always want like me to bring my little brother over, and like like I said, like he was the only child, so he wanted a little brother to, I guess, hang out with or whatever, instead of me, who was his age and whatever, or he was trying to molest him. I don't know. Like my brother didn't tell me. That was all I could think of. But yeah, I wanted to share that story. I just was reminded of it, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I still have stories to share in my closet of mysteries or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, no, that's all funny for today. Thank you all for listening. That's All Funny is available anywhere podcasts are available. Just search That's All Funny. I got a new podcast with my buddy Gabe called That's All Kayfabe, where it's all about wrestling. Look for it. That's All Kayfabe. And then on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Lorenzo for videos of the podcast. That's All Kayfabe, and That's All Funny. Check out my Patreon, patreon.com/Lorenzo for bonuses and early releases, like early releases of episodes. Even That's All Kayfabe's already up a few days early if you want to see that and be into that. And if you want to buy any merchandise for That's All Funny, check out retrohorror.com for merchandise. Just hit me up. Or if you want to commission some great art from a great artist, at Retro Horror Inc. on Instagram. I want to thank you for listening to my stories about Twitch and generational trauma. And I hope you all have a great holiday. Take care.
Alright. Here's